and welcome. This is Sarah from Imagination Living, and today we are going to build a wicking bed. I did not know what a wicking bed was, but Lovie made a lot of them, so I decided I should probably learn how to do it now that, you know, I'm in charge of food and all other things household because I'm a trophy wife now. So, had to figure out what this was. First thing, it is a container that you can put either really big, so we actually cut 55-gallon barrels here in half, and by we, I mean he did that. So we cut them in half, so the top and the bottom. You can use any size pot. Over here in our garden, we have the 17-gallon, I think it is, little bins. So you can get those at Walmart. They're like $8 or $9 a piece. You could do this for, you know, smaller pots, but I don't really know why you would. Like, it's really more for a bigger system. So essentially, the whole idea behind it is that you put in a self-watering system. So you have water, you put in piping to allow for air, and then you put in soil so the roots can go down, get all the water they need. Here's how you build it. So, what supplies are you going to need for this wicking bed? First thing, again, you can pick any size you want, but we use 55-gallon drums, cut them in half. You can use a Sawzall. That's the only tool I know. Use a Sawzall. Cut it in half. It's easy. Top and bottom. You will need a pipe that you can cut. And this one is a
half-inch PVC.
Half-inch PVC. You will need we use 4-inch because of the size that we use, but a 4-inch corrugated pipe here. We also have, you can buy these in shorter pieces, 10-foot pieces, or for the best deal, you can get a 100-foot roll. We just got one at Lowe's for, I believe it was $94. So that is by far the best deal for you to get, but you can get them at any Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware. Just kind of depends, but if you know you're doing a lot of these, definitely get the full 100-foot roll. It is worth the investment. And weed sheet. So, you can get weed sheet at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, but it's kind of crap and it will deteriorate pretty quickly. We get this off of Amazon. I know you can't tell because it's far away, but it's really thick and it does hold up very well. We have used this weed sheet for years and years. What's right behind me right here is this same weed sheet from Amazon, and this is a year and a half old, a year old.
Find it under landscape fabric.
Find it under landscape fabric. If you type in weed sheet, you might get crap. Landscape fabric. So you'll want this because one of the things that you'll be doing is capping off the ends of this so that the dirt and soil do not get into it. Here is an example. So you want to make sure that you have a nice thick landscape fabric so that the soil doesn't get in there and clog up this pipe. So what supplies you're going to need for the soil? We use an organic potting mix over here. We use a peat moss as well as the black cow manure. Side note, if you're a Costco member, that is the cheapest place to get the potting soil. Black cow and peat moss. Peat moss has been a little harder to find, and these giant bricks over here. We did find it at Lowe's or Home Depot. Other places have it, but for us here in South Florida, it has been a little bit harder to find. And the black cow you can get at Lowe's, Home Depot, Tractor Supply. A lot of places have been out of it, but your average price is probably going to be about $5.50 to $6 per bag on that. You will also want to get a couple extra things for it. We've also got blood meal, which we put in there. And I have a recipe, if you will, on the, right here, right over there. We use a bone meal. And we also have bone meal. And then we also have earthworm castings. So those are the 6 ingredients to make the soil. We put them inside of the giant wheelbarrow to be able to mix it up easier. You can mix it in whatever pot you have available. Okay, So you're gonna need 2 different sets of the piping. One, again, for us with these 55-gallon buckets cut in half, the first one is about 4 feet long, the second one is 2 feet. Now we have used little small pieces that are left over from the 10-foot roll, and I got a picture of it right over here if you want to do that instead of a full one. But you'll cut it to size. You want it to be able to completely curl around and not touch, obviously, but you'll want it to go about this size, so whatever pot you're using. And then you're gonna take your weed sheet / landscaping sheet, put it over the top. You do not need a lot of extra, you just need to cover it, and then you'll take your zip tie to actually go it closed. I can't get it by just pulling it, so I take a pair of pliers, pull it tight, and then that's how it seals. This will stop debris from going in, but water can still get through. You wanna make sure that you do both sides in that landscaping sheet, as well as your second one. Okay, so you'll do one large, one small. This will fit on the inside. This is what's gonna create that barrier between the water at the bottom and the soil at the top to really be able to give those roots room to breathe and grow. The only other thing you'll need, again, for our 55-gallon bucket is a 17.5-inch pipe. This will go into the bucket like this, and you will be able to pour water directly in it, and that's how you can refill the bottom. If it rains, it'll go in. Obviously, rain will soak through, but this is how you can water it and have that available. So let's put it all together. Make sure that you have a hole 3 inches above the bottom in there so that your water can get out and it doesn't overflow above that 3-inch point, because we are using 4-inch piping. So next thing we're going to do is put in our large pipe first, again, for us in a 55-gallon bucket. Make sure that you've got the actual section pointed toward the hole. So that's where the water comes in and out of. And then we put our smaller one with the landscaping facing the other direction. Okay, next we're going to add in our water pipe. And then from here, we're just going to fill in our dirt. And once you have your dirt mixture inside of the pot, this is what they look like. We have planted peppers in here because we bought peppers at a farmer's market, had a bajillion seeds, and they all sprouted. So I'm super happy. Big fan of peppers. We have no idea what color they are, but they're all delicious. For this size, we did put 4 peppers per 55-gallon bucket cut in half. So it's
27.5.
27.5. That's not my strong point here. So we also have put spinach in some. We've got some cranberry hibiscus, passion fruit over here, aloe, which is a huge lifesaver right now based on my sunburn. So you can put anything. We have celery over there and those, and that's just a different size bucket that we've used with the same concept. So any size you need is what you should use. We have done the tomatoes.
The 55-gallon drums are the best.
55-gallon drums are Lovie's favorite. So that is your quick, easy, it really only takes 10, 15 minutes to put these beds together, and you won't have to water your plants, but maybe once a week, twice a week, depending on the size. Again, the 55-gallon, but half of the 55 gallons are a little bit larger, so they can hold more water, but we do fill them about once a week, depending on the plant and where they're at. But thank you so much for watching. I'm Sarah with Imagination Living. If you haven't already done so, please make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Bye.